So I got this from the nursery last year, and I planted it in this container, and then I wired a bunch of these sort of down and around. Looks like I kind of just didn't know what I was doing. You can see I've tried to put some branches in here. I think I didn't like this straight line, so I was trying to kind of like hide this by turning it over and then putting a tree here. But I find this too awkward. It's also two-dimensional in that it's all on this sort of one plane. So I'm thinking of moving it a bit like this, and it really kind of highlights this, which is what I want to highlight anyways, but it gives it a little bit more movement three-dimensionally. The base is a little worse. Like, this is not a bad base. Don't love this floating root. It'll eventually go. Probably this one too, and that. Keep bringing the soil level down lower. And this kind of has a small pigeon breast, and it's like, it's fairly inviting there. This is almost, well, it's not so bad. I am going to tilt it up a lot too, but there's a bit of that sort of non-inviting aspect to it. So, and then I think another thing that I had thought about was if I start to tilt this up on this plane, you get this, this becomes horizontal to the container, which I think I was just trying to avoid at the time. But if you turn it in here, it'll be going back, so you won't see it as much. So I kind of am leaning towards turning it up. So I'm thinking something like that. Again, it does, if I have it here, you can see this sort of becomes vertical. But again, I want to get away from this and open this up and have it come and going back. You know, what happens is this starts to stick out. Now if you look at the top, it's quite, let's see if we can get some different angles on it. There's two huge branches. So one, I've got them sort of hiding, but this one, there's a one there and one. For the, you know, when you look at the structure of this tree, you know, like this branch comes down here. There's one in the back that loops around to create this. This also comes from the back. This one branch that was on the left died. So there's this dead branch here. It's all coming from the top, and then I'm gonna have to sort of make the branches, which means, you know, I wanna kind of design it in a way that could be sustained in a longer term, or term, or the development of the tree can go forward. So I'm thinking of using this line back here, using this is the new apex, and try to bring it up here somewhere. And then you know, eventually I could use that as the main, use this as the main branch, or sorry, the main trunk line. Otherwise I'm just going to kind of create a false trunk line right here, but I want to kind of be able to eventually move the tree forward. So this is too much. I mean, I'll take it off right there for now, but I might gin that. I doubt it. It's gonna come out of it. I think I am gonna use this back there to try to fix up the structure a little bit. I think, although I do like the thickness of that branch, I was thinking of pulling this into there, kind of switching these. What that does is it gives me a lot of length at this far end. If I start crossing or going back over, you know, the branches are doing this to each other, which is just structurally not very good long term. And this one actually does kind of rise up a little higher. You know, I could flatten some of these out, make a nice line of that. This could be a drop branch up in there, so I think that's what's going to happen there. So let's just, I'm not going to need a lot on this this bend. I've really just got the spot I want it to bend on. Let's see. Yeah, see, I really like that other thin branch. You know what? I'm just gonna get rid of this branch. I don't like it. Let's see, where can I... So you can see I've really brought this line of the trunk potentially up, but the apex is quite high. I think in my sort of original conception, I was thinking of, you know, making the tree in there somewhere, right? Like have it in there, one lower branch. So I think this gives it potential for longer term development. You know, it's a strange tree with this long swooping arc. It actually arcs back, you know, and I'm kind of looking at the other sides of the tree, and this kind of comes forward a bit, and, you know, so there could potentially be something in the future there. But I had originally gotten enamored with this deadwood, which, you know, it's only so nice, but that happens, right? You kind of get fixated on a piece. You know, I have some strange deadwood, like this kind of just crosses right over back, and this is pretty straight, so I'll probably stick a little curve in there, but those things will probably go. You know, do I bring that back? And, you know, this is a little bit of a lower, kind of a strange lower branch, like maybe it'd be better if it was up in there or just totally gone, but for now I'm kind of going to keep it. And I really just sort of thinned out everything, sort of set it up for growth in the future. You know, this I want to grow out more and fill in some of this space that sort of seems empty there. And you know, like all of these could maybe, these two could maybe go, maybe this one. And then you have a sort of a tree here with a bigger branch folding back. Now the direction is to the left. You know, you got the primary branch coming to the right. The apex, I mean, it looks like it's going to the right, kind of because of the direction of the branch, the way I curved it around, but really it's over there, and so it's almost like the trunk is leaning that way, the apex is leaning that way, and then the one branch is coming back. So it's just kind of a different design. But yeah, I mean, I am quite happy with this tree, just as far as getting the pads sort of set up for the future. I'm really not sure about the long-term design of this.